The end of the production code and the rise of the MPAA rating system. When movies took off in the early 1900s, thousands went to watch them. The problem was there was no do and don'ts of the film world. There were laws enforced at local levels, however, there were no set guidelines by which to follow while filming. Will Hayes and other filmmakers came together to discuss and create the list of do and be carefuls in film. This, however, outraged many filmmakers and led to shocking and morally wrong movies, such as The Sign of the Cross and I'm No Angel. Suddenly, the film world had a problem on its hands. The production code system, also known as Hayes Code, came about in 1930 by the MPA. The code was very similar to the list of do and be carefuls. However, it also added rules against language, nudity, and various other things. The production code, unlike the list of do and be carefuls, became mandatory. The code was changed over 40 times during its lifespan. These changes contradicted many of the original code standards due to the fact that America was changing and becoming more permissible of many things. One instance was the use of profanity in film. Profanity was strictly prohibited in any film when the code first came about. Later in the code's life, the rule permitted some profanity as long as it did not include the Lord's name in vain, excessive profanity, and was targeted towards a more adult audience. Today, we use the MPAA rating system instead of the former production code system. There are many reasons we have changed systems. Reasons for these changes in the rating system vary from the ideas of the changing America and their views of what is vulgar and what is fine. This includes adultery, crimes, premarital sex, and even in one case, the flushing of papers down a toilet. To understand why the system was changed, we must first understand what the production code system was. The production code system was a deliberate attempt by the MPA to rate, hinder, and remove content from films that they believed was morally wrong or sinful. The code had many flaws. These included wrongful censorships of items such as flushing papers down the toilet in the film Psycho, but allowed in the same film a murder to occur. The code also regulated interracial relationships to be displayed on screen, something we see common in today's society. This, possibly, is because of the era in which it was written. Segregation was still very much a problem in these times, unlike in the 70s, years after segregation was no more. The production code system was nearly completely rewritten by and in 1966 as a last effort to try and keep the production code system, which ultimately failed a year later. The code was so far differentiated from the original code that its passages were not even related to the previous ones. This shows a significant attempt by the MPAA to satisfy the need for a change that the filmmakers had been asking for. The production code system was ended in 1968 due to several problems with its system. One man credited with the huge influence to ending the production code era with films that treaded closely around the strict lines of the code was Billy Wilder. Wilder made many controversial movies which had strong problems with the production code, including The Major and the Minor, The 7 Years Itch, and Some Like It Hot. These films included restrictions such as adultery in The 7 Years Itch and cross-dressing in Some Like It Hot. These films helped bend the leniency of the production code and eventually bring it to an end. MPAA rating system was born in 1968 with a rating of G for general audience, M for mature audiences, R for viewers only over 16 unless accompanied by an adult, and X for persons under 16 not admitted. This system also has been changed. Today, instead of using M, we use PG. Also, instead of using X, we use NC-17. There was no PG-13 when the 1968 rating system was first created. This was later added to the system in 1984. When the MPAA rating system was first created, it was not for the purpose of labeling films morally wrong or determining what should or shouldn't be on a film. However, it was made to free the film industry to do what they had wanted to do with the film, then rate it on a preset criteria. Every person has their own views of what is wrong and what is right. This may come by your religion or it may come by your own morals. The production code system was written to cover every problem but never gave any freedom. However, the MPAA rating system allows the freedom to create and watch what you want to watch, but give warnings as to the material. A lot has changed in the American film systems. There is only the beginning. We will have many more changes, many more controversies, and many more problems with the systems now and to come. We'll just have to wait and see. Hey, I just want to thank you for having such an amazing class this year and teaching so much stuff about film. And I met a lot of cool people, and I don't look at films the same way because of you. By the way, I watched Forrest Gump again, and you were right. Janae was a slut.